Okay, so 6.3, applying properties of similar triangles and indirect measurement. We have a triangle proportionality theorem. It says, if a line parallel to a side of a triangle intersects the other two sides, then it divides those sides proportionally. What that is saying is BC will have the same ratio, BC to BA has the same ratio as CD to DE. So this little piece, BC, and this piece, BA, will simplify to the same number that this CD to DE will simplify to. So let's see some examples of that. I'm looking for US. So since I don't know what US is, I'm going to put it as a 14. I've got these parallel lines. I can use the side splitter theorem, and I can say 14 over x will equal 10 over 4. I cross multiply, and then I'm going to type that into the calculator. It's not exactly what I wanted to do. There we go. 10x equals 4 times 14. X equals 5.6. So US is the length of 5.6. You're going to get decimals. That's okay. So now I'm looking for PN. That's an X. So same kind of thing, but this time I'm going to go from this direction. This 3 and this X, 2 and 5. Cross multiply. 3 times 5 is 15, so I went ahead and just wrote that. This I can do in my head. X is going to be 7.5, and just because I want to make sure, 15 divided by 2, 7.5. Good job. All right, so those are some, here's a triangle, here's what I'm looking for, figure it out kind of problems. You're going to have a whole bunch of more practical type problems, more real life examples to work on. Here an artist has decided to make a larger sketch of these trees. In the figure, AB is 4.5, BC is 2.6, and CD is 4.1. So it looks like I'm going to be working with 3 triangles. And then the bottom piece, KL, is 4.9. I need to find LM. Oh, can't see that. I need to find LM, and I need to find MN. So for this problem, and in all of your practical problems, you can just make certain assumptions. The first one being that these trees are parallel to each other. So I'm going to find LM first, and it's going to look like this. 2.6 pairs up with 4.5, just like LM will be with the 4.9. So LM, and if I want to, when I do this next problem to find MN, I'm going to say 4.1, 2.6, and then MN to LM. So I really need to know what LM is first. So 4.5, and I'm going to put an X there, 2.6 and 4.9, because LM is what I'm looking for first. 4.5x equals 2.6, 4.9. What am I getting here? Nearest tenth is what I need to round it to. So x equals 2.8. And so now over here, I'm going to take out and write 2.8. So 2 point equals 2.8 and a 4.1. Let me double check. X equals 4.4. So LM is 2.8 and MN 4.4. All right, we've got a triangle angle bisector theorem. An angle bisector of a triangle divides the opposite side two segments whose lengths are proportional to the lengths of the other two sides. Same kind of setup. RS and RQ will have the same ratio as ST and QT. What a QT. Here's how they work. I need to find the length of PS and SR, so I got some, not just X's here, I've got an X minus 2, so X minus 2 is to 32, like X plus 5 is to 40. Cross multiply, that's going to be my very first step. We spent some time practicing that. We know how to do that part of the problems. All right. 40 x minus 2 equals 32 x plus 5. X equals 30. All right, is x equal 30 my answer? No. I got to substitute that 30 in. So for PS, it's going to be 30 minus 2, which is 28. And for SR, it's going to be 30 plus 5, which is 35. So double check your problem. Make sure you're answering what the question's asking for. The next one, I got to find AC and DC. I think whoever created this problem must have liked rock and roll. So 8 over 4.5. This is going to look a little funny. Y minus 2 over Y over 2. So be really careful when you're typing this one in. So you're going to type in 8 and then this fraction Y over 2 equals 4.5 times Y minus 2. So watch very carefully how we type this in. 8, parenthesis, and then I'm going to go back in here and hit my division bar. I think that's probably the easiest way to get that. 4.5, parentheses, Y minus 2. Oh, I can't have an X and a Y in there. I got to change that to an X. X equals, or Y equals 18 rather. And what was my question? Again, that's not the answer. I got to substitute that back in. So 18 minus 2, that's going to be 16. And this will be 18 divided by 2, which will equal 9. So, couple more problems. We can do this. Indirect measurement is any method that uses formulas, similar figures, and or proportions to measure an object. So what we've been doing is indirect measurement. We've been using those proportions to find missing values. That's all. Here's another example. Tyler wants to find the height of a telephone pole. He measured the pole's shadow and his own shadow and then made a diagram. What is the height h of the pole? So you're just going to set up some equations here. However, we're dealing with feet and inches. Feet and inches. See that? We need to make everything inches. So how many inches is in a foot? equals 1 foot. So 5 times 12 is 60, and 60 plus 9, 69 inches. I don't know what 7 times 12 is, so I'm going to have to use my calculator on that one. 7 times 12 is 84. And then 84 plus 8 is 92. The next one, 38 times 38 times 12, 456 plus 4, 460. Now at the end, I will just divide and subtract to figure it out. But let's see what we got. 69 over 92 equals x over 460. And now 69 times 460. Type that in. Oh, wait a minute. I have to type in a 2, not just a 9, huh? 69, 460. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What are we getting here? 345. So that telephone pole is 345 inches. So watch what you do. 345 divided by 12 gives me 28.75. So 28 feet. So you can do a couple of things here. You can say 28 times 12 and get 336, and then say 345 subtract 336. That's 9. Or you can take that 0.75 and multiply it by 12 and get 9. However you prefer. Last two examples. A scale drawing. A scale drawing represents an object as less than or larger than its actual size. The drawing scale is the size of any length in the drawing to the corresponding actual length. So if you have a map that has a scale of 1 centimeter to 1,500 meters, 1 centimeter on the map represents 1,500 meters in actual distance. A proportion may compare measurements that have different units. So then you just want to make sure you're doing centimeters to meters, both for the numerator and denominator of the ratio you're setting up. This is what we've been doing for however many minutes now. It's the same thing, just using some different words. So on a Wisconsin road map, Kristen measured a distance of 11 1/8 inches from Madison to Wausau. The scale of the map is 1 inch to 13 miles. What is the actual distance between Madison and Wausau to the nearest mile? So we're going inches to miles. So 11 1/8 inch to how many miles? We don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out. So this would be 1 and a 13 there. So x is just going to be 13 times 11 1/8. Now this is going to be a little bit trickier to type in the calculator as well. 13 times 11 division. See, it's not going to let you do that 1/8. So what you can do is you can say 1 divided by 8 and you get 0.25. So this would be the same thing as saying x times 11.125. And that would be the easiest thing to do in this instance. 11.125. So it is approximately 100 and what are we rounding to? Nearest mile. So it's approximately, that rounds it up, 145 miles. Last example. Lady Liberty holds a tablet in her left hand. The tablet is 7.9 meters long and 4.14 meters wide. So let me draw the tablet. 7.19, 4.14. If you made a scale drawing using the scale 1 centimeter to 0.75 meters, what are the dimensions going to be? 1 centimeter to 0.75 meters equals what? I'm not really doing length and width. So you don't want to do, like, this is the mistake you'll make if you're not careful. But see, this would be comparing long and width. And over here, it's just centimeters to meters. So you got to do two small problems to solve this one, because you've got to do the length part, and then you got to do the width part. So if it's meters is on the bottom, so it's got to be right here. And x centimeters. All right, so cross multiply. 0.75x equals 7.19. Point equals 7.19. And 587. What am I rounding to? To the nearest tenth, so it'd be 9.6. All right, and then the only difference is going to be, I'm going to put 4.14 at the bottom instead of the 7.9. And I'm going to take a shortcut here. Uh, 5.5. So the length would be 9.6 centimeters and the width would be 5.5 centimeters.